Okay, everybody, we are going to have a little lesson on how to use your food scale. I got this one at Walmart. It's usually around $13. Um, I know a lot of us are having trouble figuring out how to weigh our food, so hopefully this video will help. If you need more help after this, you guys let me know, and I will try to make another video to explain what you're not understanding. So on a regular basis, I take sandwiches because they're a quick lower calorie option, higher protein. So sandwiches are kind of one of my go-tos. So whenever I make my sandwich, first of all, you need to turn your scale on. I always do ounces for my meat. You can always use grams. Usually, everything has an option in your fitness trackers or your calorie trackers for grams. I like to use ounces for my lunch meat because that's just what is in my MyFitnessPal app. So before you get started, you want to make sure that your scale has the right unit of measurement. So because I'm going to do ounces, I'm going to hit this unit button. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to hit the unit button until it changes to ounces. So it just takes me through different measurements. So right now I'm in ounces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my plate on the scale. If you're using a sandwich keeper, put your sandwich keeper on there. Whatever you're putting your sandwich in, put it on the scale first. And I'm going to use 2 pieces of 35 calorie bread. You don't have to measure your bread because I know that 2 pieces is 70 calories. So once I put 1 slice of bread on there, you don't want your scale to calculate your bread in your plate. So once you place that on your scale, you want to hit the TARE button. I think you pronounce it the TAR button, TARE button, whatever. You want to click that to where your scale says 0. So right now I'm at 0, so we can only measure the weight of my lunch meat. So I'm going to use Virginia brand ham, and I want 3 ounces because 3 ounces to me is a serving. So I'm going to build my sandwich, and you're going to stop when your scale says 3 ounces, okay? So now if you want to do it in grams, you guys can easily do grams, and I'll show you how you guys can switch it to that. But I like ounces just because that's what's in my MyFitnessPal. If you always use grams, then use grams. Whatever works for you, use it. It's just a unit of measurement. As long as you know how many calories you're consuming, that's what matters. So I'm at 2.8. Okay, 3.1. This sounds silly, but I normally take off a little bit to get that baby right at 3, which I'm right at 3. You might have to tear pieces off or whatever to get your 3 ounces of meat. So right now, my scale says 3 ounces. So now my sandwich is complete, and I usually throw another slice of bread. And in MyFitnessPal, I'll put 3 ounces of Virginia ham. Usually I just use a generic calculation like Kroger, Publix. It doesn't matter. As long as it says Virginia ham, I go with that. So our sandwich is made. I love these things. Are these really good for you? Absolutely not. But you know what? This is one of my guilty pleasures. This says a half a cup. Guys, you can use your measuring cups. If you're out and about or if you're in a hurry, grab a half a cup measuring cup. Make sure it's not heaping full because then you're actually getting more than a half a cup. But for measurement sakes, I'm going to show you guys how to measure out one serving size, which is 30 grams. Honestly, guys, measuring with measuring cups is not as accurate as weighing your food, okay? Because my half a cup may look different than your half a cup because I do a heaping half a cup and you have yours exactly level. So make sure you guys look at your serving size. This says half a cup or 30 grams is 160 calories. That is high calories. You win some, you lose some. As long as I'm within my calories, that's okay with me. Now, if I'm struggling to get my protein, this is only 3 grams. I'm probably actually realistically going to have my Quest protein chips because it's 140 calories and 19 grams of protein. So obviously the Quest chips have a better macro, but I'm just showing you this for just for fun today. I'm not actually going to eat these. So what we're going to do is same thing. Now we were on ounces for the ham. I'm going to switch the unit of measurement to grams, and sometimes it takes a couple tries to get to clear off. I'm going to change measurements. So we're going to put our bowl there because that's what I'm going to put my chips in. Make sure you clear it off. So it's now at 0. So we are going to load up these chips until you see 30 grams on this scale. Okay. So I keep going. Okay, I went over by 5 grams. You just eyeball it. Okay, I'm right at 30 grams. If you have to break a chip off to make it 30 grams to do it, this shows grams. Now, hypothetically speaking, say you want to know how many ounces that is, which say the ham was on my scale and I wanted to know how many grams it was. All you have to do is leave that saying 30 grams, change your unit of measurement to ounces. So it's 1.1 ounces. Okay, so you can always change through. There's also a fluid ounce and all there's lots of measurements on this scale, but we're back. I want you guys to focus on grams and ounces unless like a label says otherwise. So I always try to measure how the label says. So if it's in grams, I try to measure in grams to make sure that I'm actually having that serving size. So rule of thumb is turn your scale on, change your unit of measurement to grams or ounces or whatever you're using. Clear it out once you put your container on there because you don't want, say you get 3 ounces of ham, you don't want that 1 ounce plate to hinder how many ounces of meat you're allowed to have. So really, you'd only get 2 ounces of meat if you didn't clear it out. So make sure you clear that out and then measure it out according to the serving size or however many servings you want. So say I was wanting 15 grams of chips, and I would obviously only put 15 grams in my bowl. So hopefully that video helps you. It's basically the same for anything that you're measuring.